Hey, you guys, this is Tamiya Robles. I am a credit repair specialist, credit repair expert. I'm the owner of FixMyCreditNow850.com. I am the host of my podcast, Coast to Coast Credit. Welcome, welcome. So, today I wanted to discuss with you guys what shouldn't be on bankruptcy, what basically isn't included, and what you can do. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of different scenarios and offer some suggestions. This is mainly for those that are trying to get a better understanding of bankruptcies. Some people think that everything is covered and they're straight, and that's not necessarily the case. So I wanted to address the problem and offer solutions. And at the end, I'll sort of give my opinion on all of this, but I just want to at least let you guys be informed. So the first thing is child support and alimony. Right? So these debts are excluded to prioritize the needs of the dependents. So for alternatives, what you want to do instead is communicate with the court as best as you can. I know this is a touchy subject. I understand that communicating with the spouse for alimony and child support is a touchy subject, but you have to do something that is the best solution when the bankruptcy court will not accept this within the bankruptcy. Another one is your student loans. Now, student loans are different. You actually have to go through a different step, like an additional step, if you want to see if your student loans qualify to be covered under bankruptcy. In most cases, they are not. Uh, One of the ways you can try to get it covered is if you can prove there's this extreme hardship, and they may include that within the bankruptcy. In the meantime, what you want to do instead, I'm always going to be a firm advocate of credit repair. So if it's on your credit report, get the student loans removed from your credit report. Also, the IDR, income driven repayment plans, loan consolidations, things like that. That's a service we do offer our clients. If you were not blessed with the Biden forgiveness plan and you still have student loans that you're battling with, I am seeing clients that do not have forgivenesses and their student loans are still messing them up. Definitely do credit repair, get it off, and I offer additional services where I will do the IDR for you. I can do the debt consolidation for you. In certain cases, I can take a look at your credit report and see if you qualify for a complete discharge. As I brought this up on occasions regarding Biden, but what he's doing is nothing unique. This has always been in the works. So if you weren't blessed with the Biden discharge, student loan discharge blessing, definitely hit us up. But no, student loans in most cases are not covered under bankruptcy. Now, there's recent debts. So tax debts. Tax debts are not covered under bankruptcy. So non-dischargeable to maintain government revenue. So what you want to do again is set up a plan with the IRS, see what's good. A lot of this has to do with going back to the source and negotiating something. So as we go down the list, you're going to hear that more often. So sometimes the courts feel as though that is a better alternative. They're just separating themselves from situations where they feel that you're obligated and they're not going to allow you to use them as a tool or a resource to forgive your debts. So you got to eat that. The taxes, contact them, make an arrangement. Another thing is court ordered fines and penalties. Fines and penalties from the courts are really tough. So, non dischargeable, they are non dischargeable. You can't do anything about that other than contacting the courts and making an arrangement. I promise you, no court is going to override another court. No court is going to say, oh, you owed that court. Don't worry about it. We'll discharge it for you. Nah. So that's out. So if you have these fines and these penalties, I've never had a client that this became an issue. It's I don't know too many people that have that issue and are trying to place it under bankruptcy. But again, this is just in case you are, you can't. So try to work the fines and the penalties out. I know they can be hefty at times, depending on your circumstances, but try to negotiate with the courts. I always try to explain to people these data furnishers in these companies and these public entities, financial entities, they would rather have some money from you than no money. So anybody is willing to give you a plan. I'll do you a quick story. Um, Actually, I'll make this a story time and go into full detail. But I had a situation with traffic court in Philadelphia. And if you know anything about Philly traffic court back in the day, they were just locking everybody up. I'm saying, but they put you in front of a judge and all that other stuff. But the thing was the fines were just so crazy. But what they did was I was able to negotiate even with the judge. So he would recommend a fee. I would say if I could or couldn't afford it. They kind of probe into your life a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then they quickly make a decision, but they will go lower. And I do believe I was there so many times, but I was able to pay $75 a month for like a year and I was cool. Yeah. So the fines, the penalties, see if you can work that out or just try to pay it in whole because it's not worth it and it's not going to be covered under bankruptcy. Now, another one are secured debts on an essential property. So, keyword essential property. So, secured debts on essential properties, they're excluded to balance the debtor and the creditor interest, right? So, consider negotiating with the creditors to modify your terms and conditions. That's the best thing. Again, I don't have a lot of clients that are trying to place this under a bankruptcy per se. In case you are, secured debts on essential property are not accepted within a bankruptcy. Now we're going to go into luxury items. So if you purchase luxury items before you filed, they are not usually they are not considered non-dischargeable. I'm sorry. They're usually called considered non-dischargeable. You want to focus on paying this debt over time. Again, it's going back to negotiation, uh, reaching back out, doing the best that you can in those certain situations. All right. Personal injury judgments resulting from intentional harm. If you look at my past video, I kind of went into more detail about this topic, not extensive, for the most part. I have never had a client that was in this predicament and needed this placed under a bankruptcy at all. Luckily, not at all. If you feel that you have and you're considering it, you can't do it. And again, I think it has something to do with the different court systems. One court system is not going to uh, override what another court said and discharge you and forgive you. No, that's not going to happen. You have to eat that. You have to deal with that. Once again, go back and try to negotiate some sort of plan of some sort. Another one is certain loans. So debts obtained through fraud is a serious matter. So certain loans that you obtain from fraud naturally are not going to be covered under the bankruptcy, but like why should they? I don't know anyone that wanted to put that under a bankruptcy, but I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I have a friend of mine a very close friend of mine who is really cool with an old school rapper from back in the day, right? Old school Philly rapper from back in the day. And come to find out, he updates me all the time. Like, this dude is a complete scam artist. And it looks like he's headed for bankruptcy. Problem is, if he does file for bankruptcy, almost everything that he has obtained in life is through fraud. So, do you think that can go under a bankruptcy? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. All right. So, any loans that you got from via fraud, I mean, I'm saying it bluntly, but like, think about how you obtained a loan. If it's questionable in any way, shape, or form, don't put it under your bankruptcy, or don't attempt to put it under your bankruptcy. You're actually shedding light on the fraudulent behavior. So use a little common sense. Next one is debts that are not listed in your bankruptcy petition. So in that situation, if the debt it wasn't included, you just got to eat that. Okay, you could try to work with your bankruptcy attorney to rectify the issue, but if that's not deemed acceptable, you just have to make a payment arrangement. And again, like I always say, if it's on your credit, get it removed. Go to fixmycreditnow850.com and schedule a consultation to get this item removed from your credit report. Okay, now the last one are certain retirement accounts. So certain retirement accounts are protected, but non-dischargeable to encourage responsible financial planning. So you want to focus on repaying other debts, and then you want to either consult with an advisor or just figure out strategies to navigate through those particular debts. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I tried to like give you guys a rock solid number. So overall that was 10, but I didn't do the number thing because most people don't try to get at least half of the list under their bankruptcy. And I'm going to firmly encourage credit repair to the fullest. One of the things that you want to do as far as credit repair is concerned is, even if you know you have to file for bankruptcy, and or you choose to regardless of whatever, you want to at least go in with a strong credit profile as best as you can. So when that bankruptcy hits, yes, it's going to drop your score initially. There's always ways to recover quickly, but you could at least go in with a strong number, let it drop, and then it will recover even faster, right? So that's just a little tip that I have. When you get the negative items removed from your credit report, it's not showing, but then you can go around, turn around and make these arrangements, especially on the accounts that you know, and I just discussed, can't be on your filed under a bankruptcy either way. So that just gives you some sort of solution and light at the end of the tunnel type of deal. And then hopefully that works for you. So in the meantime, I'm just going to wrap this up a little bit. So if you need to file for bankruptcy, that's your business. Okay. Doesn't matter that I'm against it or for it or whatever. I understand. I'm noticing in the algorithm that people are drawn to my videos where I'm talking about bankruptcies. However, when I do my research on the side, it's not talking about at all the consumers that are filing for bankruptcy. They keep talking about the banks that are filing for bankruptcy. So what that tells me is you guys are suffering. You guys are suffering and you don't really know what to do. You might be in panic mode, and some decisions that I'm seeing that you're which triggering you to file for bankruptcy aren't really necessary. It literally is credit repair. Honest to God, it's really credit repair. Get a little credit repair taken care of. Those that you already know aren't going to be covered under bankruptcy in the first place, do some planning with that. I can assist as best as I can. IDRs, I can walk you through how to do payment plans and things like that. But other than that, just be careful doing the bankruptcy, because you know that once you file, even if you go back in and try to cancel it, they're going to put it on your credit report and it's going to be on there for 7 years or 10 years, depending on which one. Okay. Now I'm going to let you guys go. I wish you guys the best of luck on your credit journey. I know I say that at the end, but I do want to say, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm on all major platforms for the podcast, Coast to Coast Credit, and YouTube, Facebook. Be sure to join, and I am going to let y'all go. All right. I wish you guys the best of luck on your credit